Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic with me, Mangy Panda. So, I know it's been a while since I posted any new videos or anything. There's just been a lot of stuff going on that has prevented me from being able to do anything like that. I think things are back to where I will be able to do that. That being said, I do not have any of my old saved game files or anything like that left over. So, we're going to be starting a new Let's Play. But since I posted those last videos, the Early Start DLC has come out, so we're going to explore the Early Start DLC. I haven't really done any planning or any playing with the Early Start DLC. I'm not sure how well it's going to work. I haven't even really watched a lot of stuff or read up a lot of stuff on it. I'm just going to go into this kind of not completely blind, but relatively blind, and we're going to see how it works out. You guys can come along with me for the learning experience, kind of see how I adapt to the new game system and everything, which will hopefully help you with any problems, any issues you're having with yours. Let's go into a custom game, random map. We're already set on realistic. Everything's set, 1930, lock according to year. We're not bringing in any people. Went ahead, turn the hills up a little bit, raise the terrain height, maximum rivers, lakes up, and we're going to play a Siberian map. So again, even with the biomes, I haven't really done anything with it. I haven't played this game since the last time I posted a video. So part of this will be me kind of refreshing myself with the game and learning how biomes work and Early Start works. So let's see how it turns out. Let's get our map started. Okay, that took a few times to get a map that worked. I haven't played in a while. I ran into so many maps where I would have only like one checkpoint period, customs house on the border, and no power connections. So like this one right here, like I got a large one. You know, that's some interesting graphics details. Yeah, we'll need to fix that. There's no power connection here. Luckily, we have another large custom house right over here with a power connection. And it'd be fine if this was a medium or small, whatever, as long as I got that power connection there and I had this large one I could use. But potentially this will give us easier way to export a lot of stuff via train if we need to. We can connect up to both of the customs houses and go from there. So, real quick, here's the map. So we're going to be standing down here in this corner by the NATO border. We got to get to any of the rest of the Soviet side. We got a lot of rivers and stuff we're going to have to cross, which is good. Looks like some fairly interesting terrain and everything through there. So we will go with that. All right, now, first thing that we need to do before we do anything else is we need to go in the residential area. We need to pull up a building. Doesn't matter which house, any house. And we need to uncheck Get Citizens. The reason you want to uncheck that is because if you don't, and you place a residential house building, as soon as it's built, the AI will automatically spend your money to bring people in. And you don't want to do that. There's a couple reasons. First off, you, especially with your first house, you're not going to be ready to support people. You may not have all the critical infrastructure done within your town. And one building's population is probably not going to be enough to run all the critical infrastructure that you need to run a heating plant, to run a grocery store, a hospital, a fire station, a water treatment facility, all that stuff. So the game will invite in a bunch of people and then they'll die. They'll starve, they'll freeze, they won't have water, they'll get sick, whatever. So you want to make sure you turn that off because you want to control when and how your people enter the Republic. All right, so next let's kind of take a look at, we've got some hills back over there, but a little one over here, but we've got a nice big chunk of flat land, relatively flat. Let's take a look. Yeah, relatively flat land to work with. We're close to the river, which is good. We got a place where we can dump our sewage. It'd be even better if it was over on that side, but we do what we can. So now our first town, you always want to build it somewhat close to the customs house, because all your initial materials are all going to be coming from your customs house. They all have to be trucked in. So the closer you build it to your customs house, the better. It just makes construction faster. So that being said, I think... So we got a nice gravel source here we could set up. So we'll probably end up putting our initial construction zone stuff right in this area. Which means this area here will be where our starting city is. So we want to lay out just some rough infrastructure and everything. Like I was saying, I haven't really done anything with this. I've looked at it a little bit. I've gone in and just kind of looked at some of the buildings, seen how so much stuff is locked behind research, and we'll go from there. Now, right now, I do have mods, but I've turned them to where none of them are being shown. Just to kind of just go with what the vanilla game and the 2 DLCs that I have go with. All right, so all we have to start off with is wooden rail, so we'll start with that. Now, I do build on the grid. I just like the nice straight lines, 90-degree corners, all that kind of stuff. All right, so we build this. And the reason I'm putting in the rail, it's going to be a little while before we build rail, but with this game, construction of anything takes a long time. And if you mess something up in realistic mode, you can't just, like you can in, City Skylines or something like that, just, demolish it and boom, it's gone and you build something else. Now, you actually have to send workers there, tear it down. You got to send garbage trucks to haul away all the debris and everything. It takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of time to build the new thing. So you always want to make sure that you're planning in any infrastructure, any buildings, anything that you think you're going to need in the future. Because if you don't, you're not going to have enough space for it. And then it's just going to cause all kinds of problems for you. So next thing we want to do is we want to measure out from here. We want to come out about 250 meters. So right about there. And the reason I'm doing that is because once eventually we start using rail distribution offices, there's a limit to the length of their trains. So you want to make sure it's about 155, 160 meters. So you want to make sure you leave enough room that one of their the train from the distribution office can get in here and either pick stuff up or deliver stuff without blocking your intersection, because we're going to have our crossings in here. Now, I went a little bit longer because with this particular one, we may have trains that don't run out of distribution office that are just hauling one item. So, for example, they're bringing fuel or oil and selling it here, and we might make those 200 meters long. So we want to make sure we're leaving enough room for those as well. Then we're going to put in our crossing. Right there. Perfect. Like that. And we'll put, whoops, I don't want that. Oh wait. Yeah, no, that's fine. Then we'll just get rid of that right there. That's the one I didn't want. Oh. I hate when it does that. There's a little graphics glitch where it puts the grass and stuff back in there, and I just don't like it. That's not going to work. Let's do this again. All right, so that one goes in there. You go right to there. All right. So that gives us plenty of room. We can get our signaling in there. We can get the size of trains in there that we want. Oh, excuse me. All of that stuff is good. All right, and road. We're going to bring our main road out here like that. You will follow there. You will follow there. Now, if we're going to put our starting city this way, we want measurement. Okay, we're going to go from here. We're going to go about 400-ish meters. So right about there. It's about 400, and that's good. So right here is going to be where kind of our main road coming through town is. Now the reason I'm measuring it is because maximum walking distance, depending on the footpath or the road you've got, is 500 meters. Okay, so basically, your basic dirt footpaths are, if you look at them, let's go to footpaths. So it's 50% walking speed. So if you build that, your people can walk right about, that's the farthest they can go, 250 meters. Now if you upgrade to an asphalt footpath, it's 95 walking speed. If you go with lamps, it's 100. And then we have these new brick footpaths, which are exactly the same as the asphalt, only they use bricks instead of asphalt. So with these, you can go about 400 meters, closer to 450. And if you upgrade to these, you can go right 500 meters. So quite a bit farther that you can walk. So this is going to be the maximum distance that our people can walk. So let's get rid of those. Now, why is that important? Because we want our people to be able to walk to as many services as possible. Okay, so we do that. Then let's get rid of this. Let's get this out. And we're going to go from here. Hold on, let's clear this. Let's put a road in. So this road here, just as kind of a guide. This will be the far edge of where our city's at. And once again, we're going to want to come from here about 450 meters. We will put another road in right here on this line, like that. Okay. So this area right here, this is going to basically be the center of our town. All right, and let's clear this. Let's clean this up. Let's go another. So we're on this line, another 450 meters. So right about there. This will be that edge. And from here, we want to go about another 450. So right about there. And that'll be that edge. Okay, so now we know basically our town is going to fit inside this square. All right, so next thing, we know we're going to do some construction over there. So we are going to want How do we want to bring our rails? Probably right up here. Actually, if that's my far edge, my road, let's put our rails here, like that. And let's kind of soften out that curve. Just like that. Then, nope. From here. Actually, no, let's change this. Let's get rid of that. Let's bring that in. Come on. Why are you giving me a hard time? What angle of connection? You're connecting right to there. Okay, that's better. Come down a little bit farther. And we are going to bring that across there. This will come down here. And do this intersection. Come in. Just like that. Why are you giving me a hard time? Okay, get rid of you. Come on, you. There. There we go. All right, now we've got our basic intersection laid in, so we are good there. So now we just need our roads, and fine. Let's just go with we don't need that road. And we'll bring this road here. Come on. Up to about there. And this road. Come to there. We'll put another road here. Just so we don't have to worry about doing anything. Do I want to move that out farther? Actually, we'll take this back to here. Perfect. So we don't have to worry about like drilling tunnels or anything later with our roads. We're going to go ahead and put in a bridge here. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. Just like that. We're going to bring the bridge around. 1, Why are you giving me problems? Do we need to... Okay, let's get rid of that. Try if we do this. 1, 2, 3. And right there. Match that up. Now that we've got a smoother incline, that looks a little bit better. There we go. Perfect. And let's get that in there. Okay. So now we've got our highway coming across this road. I come here to there, like that. This road just temporarily will come across here. Okay. This is just temporary. I don't like the tracks or the roads crossing the tracks because the trains can cause a traffic jam. But this is to be able to get our construction equipment, everything into here before we get these bridges built. All right. So we've got that. Now we need to look at our starting construction zone. So we want to put this maybe right here to start with. Let's try that again. So we can get a nice straight road. That goes there. And we can go ahead and, yeah, we'll pull that up right now. All right, so we have that. And we are going to need construction, free construction offices. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Flip, flip. 5, 6, 7. And a demolition office because mistakes get made. Okay, so we've got those there. Let's get a free gas station. Put one there. We will put, let's get this here. And we'll put another gas station in over here. They are going to need some distribution offices. See, they still didn't fix that. One of the things that irritates me. Okay, so all the rest of these, so gas stations, construction offices, storages, all these other things that you get to place for free at the beginning, you can build a permanent one without doing research. Distribution office, I can't. I know how distribution works. I got one right here. But I can't build a better one without doing some research. It's just one of those. I don't like that. I should be able to. All right, and you, and you. All right, so we got some distribution offices. Now, let's see. We need storages. We need some free. No, what am I doing? Don't want to. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get our road here. Connect that up to there. Okay, so we got these set. All right, so first off, we turn the grid off, so a little bit better. You are going to hold steel. We'll rename you to steel. You are going to hold boards. You We'll hold bricks. Rename you to bricks. And you will hold prefab panels. Rename you to prefabs. You fuel. You are going to buy oil tankers. I didn't really need 3, but we've got 3 now. All right. So, and you are going to go here where you're going to load. You're going to unload here and here, and you're going to keep them 70% full. All right. You will be open holes. You will go to here, you're going to load, and you're going to unload at each one of those. Steel boards, bricks, prefabs, and you're going to keep them 50% full. Okay, so that is set. We got our construction offices going. We are going to need just... go ahead and put in a few free road depots just in case. All right, this is our initial construction that's going to set everything up. So first off, all right, you are going to get everything from there except for this, 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 and this, and you're going to copy that to those guys, and the demo office is just going to source everything from there. All right, turn off auto search. You will be workers, and we're going to get you some buses. Now, the reason I turn off auto search for this is because one of the biggest bottlenecks you have in this game during the start and even later throughout the game is your number of workers. So you want to be strategic with where your workers are going. You want to make sure they're going to where they're most effective. So you want to manually assign them, at least at the beginning. Once you get rolling, you've got some more population, you've got some other things going on, you can start letting them auto search. But to start off with, I never do. Right, so this one, we're going to crank your construction up, and you are only going to focus on roads, footpaths, and factory connections. And we're going to name you the road crew. And you are going to have bulldozers. Okay. Now these bulldozers, the only thing really the bulldozers can do is you use them for terraforming, but they're used for construction of roads and footpaths, and that's it. They don't do any other construction. So that's all they're going to do. All right, then this, we'll crank this up, and this one we're going to turn off roads, footpaths, and factory connections. And this is going to be our groundworks. And this is going to be full of excavators. The reason for that is excavators, they dig the foundations and stuff for buildings, so they can also do roads and footpath stuff. Well, I shouldn't say they're not as fast. I haven't really looked at the early start. So if we go to bulldozer, it's speed 15. Excavator is speed, wow, so the excavators are actually faster to start off with. Wow. Okay, before early start, in the 1960 start, the bulldozers were faster. Huh. Okay, and they go 13 kilometers. Bulldozers. Wow, the bulldozers they're just terrible. All right, well, we'll definitely keep that in mind going forward. All right, you, okay, so you're my groundworks. You are going to be my dumpers. Simple enough. We are going to load you up with dumpers. Okay, and you will be mixers. We're going to load you up with concrete mixers. You will be my open halls. Again, we're just going to load you up with open holes. And you will be my miscellaneous. Now, one of the things, like I said, I looked a little bit at the early start. One of the things I noticed is, one, you have no road cranes. Okay, and you have no asphalt equipment. So you have no pavers and rollers. So buildings are slow without the enhancement of the cranes, and any asphalt you're going to put in, so factory connections, stuff like that, it's all got to be done via workers. So that's slow. So what we're going to do here is we are going to purchase, first off, we're going to buy an open hull, or no, sorry, covered hull. Then we're going to buy an open hull. Now, one of the things we do have here is we do have, no, I don't want used. We do have a tower crane. So we're going to buy 2 tower cranes, and we're going to park them in here. Okay, so let's speed it up while everybody gets here, starts doing their thing. They're all going to need to go get fuel. Alright, so you're good with fuel. Because, all the vehicles you buy come with basically no fuel. Right, we're already delivering materials here, which is perfect. Everybody's in line to get fuel, causing a little traffic jam, but that's all right. That'll clear up. Because once everybody's got their fuel and everything, then we won't have this mad rush. As long as we don't run out of fuel. If you run out of fuel, then you're going to have that kind of rush again. And while we're working on this, let's go ahead and get that set up so they can start getting the gravel flowing. All right, and you... All right, so you come over here for just a second. And you as well. And I don't know where you're... Oh, where are you going? Going to... Oh, you have to go up. Okay. All right, so you are going to go here, and you're going to load equipment, and you're going to go here, and you're going to unload equipment, and then you're going to come back to here. Start. Okay, and you are going to do the same thing. You're going to load equipment, you're going to come here and unload equipment, and back to here, start. So they're going to go pick up those tower cranes and deliver them here. And trust me, that will make a huge, huge difference in how fast your buildings get built. All right, so those guys are doing their thing. Let's get the So there, he picked up his tower crane. Getting those filled up nicely. And there comes the rain on the dirt roads to slow everybody down. Okay, you dropped off your tower crane so you can go back home. And you dropped off your tower crane so you can go back home too. Alright, so let's pause the game. Daylight. We have things to do. Alright, so that's all set up. Now one of the things, so we're gonna start planning out our city. So first thing we need to do is let's look at buildings that we're going to need to build our city. So we're just going to line them up over here. We'll go through what we need, why we need it. All right. So the center of your city needs to be your transportation hub, whether that's a bus station, a train station, metro station, helipad, whatever it is. However, your people are going to move around the map outside of the city. So for right now, early start, we are going to start with a bus platform. Okay, and we want, so that's 800. Just looking for one that's physically large as well. So 500 workers is that big. Kind of like the 500 workers, 280 days. Yep. All right, so we have our bus platform. Okay. Then we will need some technical services, 13 vehicles. All right, we will need at least one of those. That's going to handle snow plows, trash pickup, everything. We possibly might need two, but we'll just leave one for right now. Okay, so we've got all that. Then we're going to need, come over here to residential, food and shopping. All right, so first off, kiosks, don't ever use them. Okay. This kiosk only has 2 workers in it. If there's nobody there, you can't help your people. They can't get what they need, right? Next thing is, I don't use the grocery stores. Because if you look, this serves 100 people. 105, yeah. But it doesn't provide clothing or electronics. You have to build a separate shop for that. So I'd have to build this and this. I suppose I can just put in a small shopping center. It'll service more people as well as providing all the goods that they need. So we're going to want that. But to go with that, we're going to need a meat storage. Okay, so we want one of those. We are going to want a warehouse, 320, 640. We'll go with the smallest warehouse we can get. Okay. Then we are going to want for cargo. Yep, we're going to want a small cargo station. That way we can have trains bring in the supplies for this eventually. Again, our trucks are not that fast. They don't carry a whole lot. So the more things we can handle with trains, the better. All right, so we've got that. Let's go back to residential. Alcohol. We definitely want a pub. We want to meet as many of the needs for our people as possible to keep them as happy as possible, because we don't have a lot of things to increase happiness and loyalty. So the biggest thing is we just want to make sure we're not losing it. All right, we want a culture-wise, we want a cinema, and we will go ahead and, oops, nope. We'll put in a house of culture as well. It's not that big. It provides a little extra thing. Maybe it's just me. I can't say that I've tested it or anything, but it seems to me like your people enjoy a variety of things, and the more things you can offer them, the better. I could be completely wrong on that. I don't know. We want some, and then we want some sports. So let's go with an indoor pool, and we'll whoops. Let's do this again. Let's go with an indoor pool, possibly a sports hall. Maybe we may not put that in there. All right. So then we go to health. So you got your small clinic and your hospital. Don't ever use the small clinics. I never use small clinics. Go straight to a hospital. If your clinics get overwhelmed, it's bad news. People start dying really quickly. So you want to make sure just go to the hospital to start with. Same thing. All these buildings, fire stations, just go big. Yep. So we need a fire station. Children, we will need a kindergarten. Whoops. Put this over here for right now. We want a school. We're not going to mess with an orphanage for right now. We don't need a medical university. We do need a technical university. That's really big. And get rid of that. So the reason we want a technical university is, where's my... If we look at the research. So white research, this is medical university. Blue research, technical university. And if you scroll all the way down, red research, that's research at the Communist Party headquarters. So the reason we want this is, one, we want concrete because we want the grand monuments and stuff. Plus, this starts to unlock a bunch of the other things, which will unlock more buildings for us. But the big thing is this right here. We want the geological mapping so that we know where our raw resources are, and we can start planning out, in addition, or we can start planning out our republic a lot better. Know where we're going to be setting up coal mining, where we're going to set up iron mining, oil, all that stuff. So we definitely want a technical university, and we do want party headquarters, because this is how we unlock distribution offices and rail distribution offices, but also you get other benefits. You get firefighting or fire prevention, stuff like that. So we want that there. University halls, we don't need them. We don't want them right now. There is a purpose to them, which if we get into that later on in the game, we'll go through it. But basically, if you want to set up more of a university town, because students will move in and then they'll move out once they're no longer students. And so that lets you pull people from all around the Republic. But anyways, we won't go into crime and justice. We don't need any of these to start off with. However, like I said before, you want to plan in all the things that you're going to need so that you make sure you've got enough room for it. All right, so we're going to want a police station. And like I said, we're going to want the big one. We're going to want a courthouse. We're going to want a prison, and it's big. So, look at that. So if you didn't have a prison and you need to plan that in later, you're going to have to find some place to squeeze that in. So we want that there. All right, city accounting office, we don't need. Technical service office, we've already got. Some other things we're going to want. We're going to need drinking water. Okay, so that means we want a well, which we only have the big water well right now. We'll put that there, and we're going to want a water treatment plant to go with it. So this will pump groundwater, which is not necessarily going to be a good enough quality for people to drink. If it's not, the water treatment plant will add some chemicals to it, purify it. Your people will be able to drink it and survive. Sewage, just some basic stuff. We don't need a sewage treatment plant, anything like that. So all we're going to need is sewer tanks and that kind of stuff. So we'll add all those in later. Heating. We are going to need some heating. Now, you do 30 kilojoules, you do 140. What's your hot water tank capacity? 200 cubic meters. Biggest thing I'm looking at is the level of pollution. So you see this one has just over 1 cloud of pollution, while this one has 3.5 clouds. So it pollutes a lot more. And pollution, if it's too close to your residential areas, it's going to lower the life expectancy of your population. So we really want to monitor how close we're putting pollution to our residential areas. But one of the things is, especially when you're starting off, you don't have a lot of people, your transportation system is very unreliable. The best way to run a heating plant is to have people that can walk to the heating plant. Where if you're trying to rely on buses, your heating plant will sporadically not have people in it and it'll shut down. And since we're playing on Siberia, as you can imagine, it's probably going to get really cold. So we want to make sure that our heating plant is up and running all the time. So what we're going to do is we are probably going to, this might change, but here, let's see, did I get the right one? 200, yeah. We're probably going to run 2 heating plants, 2 small heating plants. And for those, we're going to want to do an aggregate storage for some coal to run those heating plants. The nice thing is we can use this coal, since we're going to need coal anyways for our railway, we can plan in. Let's go to construction. Oh, we can plan in a construction office, rail construction office, and to do a coaling station. Probably we'll want to do the big one just to start off with. We may do the big one just to start off. Just have it done. And this one storage can power all of those, can provide the coal for all of these things. So in addition to that, we are going to want aggregates, unloading, train unloading. We are going to want an aggregate unloading facility so that, again, we can use trains instead of trucks. So this is all the infrastructure. Then on top of that, we're going to need residential. So we only have one large one to pick from. So we will go ahead and take that. So that's going to be that. And then let's see, what do we got for mediums? How does this look with that one? Yeah. Just to get some different variety in our buildings. No, I don't like that. That's the one I've already got. That one will work. That. Look through here, so that's that one. So we'll use those 3 just to give us some variety. There's going to be other things we're going to need to put in here as far as like power, all that kind of stuff. But for right now, that gives us the basic buildings that we're going to need. All right. So let's go ahead and unpause this. So the next thing we're going to need to set up is we're going to need some electricity. So we need a high voltage switch. Let's go ahead and just do the biggest one we've got. And I can sit right there. No. The biggest wires that we can right there. Let me get those approved. Let's get that road there. Okay, so I think we're already going to start working on that. We'll have that done momentarily. Great. Okay, next up, we are going to put in some more permanent construction offices. These still may be temporary, but it's going to give us more construction vehicles. More construction vehicles means faster construction. Okay, we'll get those set up like that. This one will be high priority, and let me know when that is done. Okay, that road is done. Perfect. So now let's gravel that in. Everybody's coming over here to get that built. And the other thing, do I want to set up I really like the changes they did with the custom house. If they hadn't done that, you'd have a huge traffic jam there right now with as many vehicles that are moving through there. Because before, you could only have one vehicle driving in the custom house at a time. So the ability to have multiples like this move is wonderful. It's such a huge quality of life upgrade. All right, so that's all going. We need everybody focused on that. Where are we at here? Okay, you're good. Where are we at on wires? Okay, so you can go ahead and start working on the wires. So as soon as the materials are delivered, they'll get that there. I don't think I need a gravel storage just yet. The reason for that is, so if you go aggregates, you do have a free storage. This thing is dirt slow, literally, to load. So your trucks come in, they dump everything off, and then when they come to pick up, basically just imagine that somebody's out there with a hand shovel throwing gravel in the back of the truck. So they're not worth using at all, period. To use any of these other aggregate storages, like this one right here, you need power. Once you start running power into your Republic, then you start running the risk of fires. And if you don't have a fire station, then your building just burns down. And you've wasted all that time, all those resources. So they're just not worth using. So don't waste your time with them. I know I've seen other YouTubers that put them in there. It's just not worth it. All right, where are we at on here? That's good. We're making good time. We're getting the wires built. Where are we at here? We've got the groundworks done, so let's go ahead and add that there. We've got those wires in place. That's why for right now I'm not turning on importing any power, because I don't want the potential of this catching on fire and burning down, which can happen. And we're at least a year, probably 2, away from being able to bring in people. It'll probably be 1932, maybe 1933 before we get our first citizens. It's just, this game is slow. Early start is going to make it even slower because our vehicles move slower, they don't haul as much. So yeah. All right, so all of that being said, okay, so let's take our small heating plant, okay? So if we flip this, oh, hold on. Before I do that, let's get my footpaths and run our footpath. Just so I know I'm leaving enough room. Whoops. No, let's get rid of no. Try this again. Just so we know there's enough room. And we will run another one there. All right, let's turn that grid off. That's very rough on the eyes to look at that. Okay. Let's go ahead and gravel that as well. We'll assign our workers to that as soon as that is done. Okay, and you guys, as soon as we get materials there, we'll start working on that. Perfect. Okay, so back over here. All right, now that it's daylight and the grid is not quite as harsh to look at. So the reason why I space these like this, all right, so what you'll see a lot of other people do is they come in and they put their footpath right there, right next to the road, so that theirs would be like that. Okay, so the reason I space them like that is because of these cross sections here. Okay. So if we go, we're going to upgrade these. Let's say we're going to make them gravel. All right, we're going to upgrade that one, and we're going to upgrade this one. Now this one right here, you see it's got this spot right here where it says mechanisms on construction site. That means you can get a bulldozer or an excavator to come in here and work on this. Now, as far as just upgrading to gravel, they can do all the work themselves with no workers, okay? You come to these small ones like this that are only really 1 square wide, you can't put a worker on there, right? Or a piece of machinery on there. So that means it can only be done by workers. Like I said at the beginning, your biggest bottleneck, especially early on in this game, is workers. So you don't want to waste your workers having them run around to make all these little tiny footpaths. So I space mine out big enough that I can have excavators and bulldozers come over and do that part of the job. And my workers can be focused on anything. Like these little stretches of road right here, I had to send workers to go take care of them. Okay, first off, that cost me money right now because I'm importing my workers, but also the workers could be doing something else. They could be coming over here and working on this. Look, oh, we got our crane going already with one guy. There's one guy there operating a crane. Got 23 workers. Why? Where are you going? You're going to the construction office. Okay. Did I not? I assigned workers to it. Oh, we need the gravel delivered there. Okay, that's what's going on there. So now, there we go. Now we're cranking through this because we got a crane going. We only got 6 people, but look at how quickly the days are going by. That's because we have the mechanical advantage of that crane. All right, perfect. So that is done. Now we just need the rest of that delivered. Okay, back over to here. All right, did I? No. Let's try this again. Let's grab our small heating plant. So we're going to put one probably right there. Okay, and we want our rail construction office. Probably, why does that look there? Looks crooked. Right there. Okay. So we can go ahead and get rid of you. All right, perfect. Construction's finished. Get rid of that. Go over here. Let's turn you up to full priority. Let me know when you are done. All right, road crew, dumpers. All right, you go here. Okay, and mixers. You can go here as well. Dumpers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mixers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, we get that full of dumpers and mixers. That will help a lot with our construction. So now we can go ahead and gravel that in. Let's merge that so that's one job. And we have another point there. So we can go ahead and gravel that in as well. And gravel that. Now we have a lot more dumpers that can get out there and get that stuff done. All right, so that is done. Now coaling station. So where are we at? We are over here. Can this fit? Yes, it can. Dang it. Hold on, pause. No, I don't want to do that. Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. Did not want that to mess up my rail. Let's smooth this out. Okay, let's try this again. Where is my coaling station? Okay, see if that works. Can I connect? No. And let's smooth. Okay. That works. Right, so then if you there, you go to there, you go to, come on, no, come on, right there. You, right, okay, go back. Go to there. That should work, so we should be able to come off here. Driving this way, so we come off, go through and back. And then if we're coming in, we can go this way. Yep. And from here, 180 meters. 180, 190 meters. Okay, perfect. All right. It seems like a good place to stop the episode for right now. We've got our basic construction laid in. We're starting our rail infrastructure. We know the infrastructure we're going to need for our starting town. We've kind of laid out the grid of where our town is going to be. This needs some terraforming. So I may come in. You know, I don't know. I may come in and terraform this out, or I may leave it. I haven't decided yet. Anyways, that's all I've got for now. Like I said, thank you for joining me for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If so, leave a like. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.